Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Just a second, I'm doing too many things at the same time. I'm doing too many things at the same time. Okay. Think I'm ready. Hello, everyone. Good evening. Hi, hi. So today I want to work on something slightly different, even if it's connected to the dungeon that we made. Because what I was thinking is, how can we have loot, inside the dungeon, but making it a bit dynamic? And also, how can we have maybe stuff that is triggered by certain events and may generate loot or may generate some other effects, right? And I think at the end, the solution is probably to use our generated event a bit better, right, in those situations. So I would like to analyze that and try to understand. Oh, this was the first screenshot with the compass, I think. Yeah, I think so. I think it was the first screenshot with the compass. Boys! Yeah. But just give me a second because I was checking. I was checking one thing, huh? Because we have a crash on Linux, and I was asking the some Unreal Engine guys how to $515. There seems to be a way to add a parameter more. Let's see. Okay. You mean all the labyrinth is okay now? Well, yeah. I think it is. So I think we have all the labyrinths. There are lights everywhere. And I think is done now. I want to add more stuff, right, to the labyrinth. So I want to add more elements. But I was thinking, what would be the best element to add? Apart obviously from some, stuff like this. Okay, it's fine. But the point is, The point is, how can we? So, for example, right, the character comes out of the magical portal, right? The first thing that I would like to have him find is a torch, right? So I want him to find a torch. So my idea was, okay, let's have a kind of a skeleton of a guy, right? And on this skeleton, you know, and on this skeleton, he will be able to find something, right? Now, and maybe I can put it in a place where it's even more evident. I don't know, like here, so it's more evident, right? And if he doesn't find it, it's fine. But let's assume that it's kind of, you know, so he goes there and he clicks, and so what is the problem I have is that this is multiplayer, right? So I cannot just generate one skeleton with one item. And actually I have a number of problems. So the first problem, and also I want to generate the skeleton with a kind of a backpack. So I was trying to understand if we can use this backpack. If we can use this backpack. Probably the answer is yes. But I really don't know. But let's assume for a second that we can use, so I can put, so how do we do this? So how can we generate, there are different problems, right? The problem is that this would be like a container, right? So it is like a container inside of the, I mean, apart from the fact that obviously I need to texture it, right? So it is not, at the moment it's not textured, okay? It's not textured, I know. But let's assume that he has some color, okay? Let's assume that he has some color and it's textured. So the question is, how can we... Nah, come on. What's going on? Why I have two selections here? You crazy? Okay. So the point is, how can we generate, this, right? This has a number of problems. The first problem, a backpack here. I think now the best time is a beta tester who walks inside. We don't know it. Perhaps you can find a skeleton with a backpack on the marketplace. No, I cannot. No, I mean that I checked already. And anyway, the backpacks are not good enough. They are too high res. You know, I mean, the marketplace is a fake concept. No, we have that one. We can texture it. I think it's good. It's a good model. We just need to texture it. So the first problem I have a number of problems, right? Let me just change the music. Let me just change. We have a number of problems. The first problem is at the moment we can generate, we can spawn an item, but we cannot spawn a container with an item inside of it, right? So we cannot. So that is the first problem that we need to solve. How to spawn, because the skeleton will be the container, right? So the container will be the skeleton, or the backpack will be the skeleton. It's the same. Let's say the backpack, okay? So the backpack will be the container, and it will be an item inside. For example, a torch, right? Now the second problem we have is that being a multiplayer game, I want that backpack to refill. So I don't want to generate another backpack every time. So I want, when you pick up the torch, yeah, exactly. So when you pick up the torch, now the problem is that it's a bit, I mean, it's kind of bad though, because we have two options. So let's say the second question is how to regenerate the content after a player took it. If the player took it, right? So, and here I think we have multiple options. So one option can be when you pick up the torch inside the container knows it, and it will regenerate another torch, right? What is the problem of option A? The problem of option A is that if you are the same player, you know, and you go here, you know, you say, ah, there is a skeleton. Oh yes, let me see. You pick up the torch, then you wait like 2 minutes, you go back and you find another torch, and then you wait 2 minutes, you go back, you find another torch. Understand? So this becomes like an infinite generation of items, which is weird, right? But at the same time, we want a second player to be able to loot it. So or the container is kind of smart, and so he has kind of a player lockout, right? Yeah, I've seen the Bad Luck Explorer pack, but I didn't like it. I've seen it. I have searched for that backpack hula, but it's not good. It's too complex, you know. I've seen it, but it's like 10,000 polygons. I have to redo it completely. How is it called? Bad Luck Explorer. I've seen it anyway. I remember because I've seen it. I don't know where you have. Maybe it's not there. I don't know now, but I have seen it. And the problem with all these backpacks is that they are insanely high poly or bad, like this one, right? This one is very nice, for example. This one is very nice, but this one is 11,000 triangles. 11,000 triangles for this thing. Now, yeah, it's very nice, but I don't know if I want to invest 11,000 triangles on something on the ground, right? I don't know. It seems to be too much. And also the style. I will have to redo the texture anyway. It's too clean. I mean, it has a number of problems. So I've seen that. It's kind of nice, but you know, things need to fit with our style, with our. So I think we have to do it. Hello, Fergus. So when you pick up the torch, right, the container will regenerate it, and that's kind of weird, right? Because or we have kind of a lockout. I mean, it's like having a player lockout on the container, or on the container, or on the torch. I don't know exactly. So the problem of this solution is that it will generate infinite, you know. Now, yes, we can have the regeneration time. So you can say, oh, it generates infinite torches, don't worry, right? Put a timeout, right? Put a timeout of 10 minutes. Yeah, I can put a timeout of 10 minutes, but the problem is that if the next player comes in, you know, if the next player comes in 2 minutes after, he will not find the torch, right? And on one side you may say it's okay because it's a persistent world, but on the other side, he will not have a torch. It's a bit like the quest, right? The quest, you go to an NPC, you speak with the NPC. It's giving you a quest, but if another player goes to the same NPC, it's giving the quest again. So in reality, it's not really fully persistent, right? I mean, it's not fully unique. So the quests are anyway like instances of another reality, like an alternate reality, right? So I think we need to live with that concept that our reality, I mean, we are regenerating stuff, right? There is a dilemma, there is a huge dilemma in my mind. A huge dilemma in my mind, which is unique items or instant items. So like 2 players enter the same dungeon, right? 2 players enter the same dungeon. Do they find different stuff for the same stuff, right? And if the first one cleans the dungeon completely, does the second find something, or the second doesn't find anything because the first one cleaned it, right? So so my mind, I mean, my role-playing mind would tell me no. If the first player cleaned it, then the dungeon is clean. And so the second player will find nothing, right? Unless another NPC is bringing stuff into the dungeon again. Okay, so that's my natural reflex, my natural role-play reflex. The problem of that is that is not scalable, right? So the second player, the third player, the fourth player, the fifth player will find nothing, and then we'll have to wait that potentially an NPC is bringing stuff into the dungeon again, right? Which is fantastic from the role-play point of view, but is terrible from the gameplay point of view. Put a blocker on the container, you can only have 1 item from it. That's also a possible solution. That's also a possible solution. That's a possible solution. Now, obviously, again, from the roleplay perspective, that's very bad. Because it means that you see a chest with 3 things and you can only pick one. Right? And you will say like, why I cannot pick it? Why I cannot pick up? I mean, there is another torch. Why I cannot pick it up? Maybe the other torch, maybe one torch will expire, right? I mean, you don't know that the torch is infinite. So if you're a new player, you go like, okay, why I cannot pick the second one, right? So roleplay wise is also a bit annoying, but it may be a good solution though. It may be a good solution. But this means that we have to keep like a timeout per player, right? So this is basically a timeout per player, right? So I think that B and C are pretty much the same. So C, which is the one I was thinking, you know, is to show the item based on a timeout, right? So you can pick whatever you want, but whatever you pick starts a timeout, and right, so pick what you want, but after you pick, there is a timeout per player for respawning it, right? So it will respawn maybe in 10 minutes. So A is basically a global timeout, right? So it's a chest timeout, is a container timeout, right? Which is for everyone. So for 10 minutes, there will not be another torch. There will not be another torch. Solution A. Solution B, and C, which are very similar, are basically the same, just a different implementation, but is I have a timeout per player. Well, in reality, here you are saying infinite timeout, but right, so you're saying you can only pick one item and that's forever. So you will never be able to pick another item from the chest, but it is not really, I mean, it works only for the tutorial, but for any other type of chest, that would be impossible, right? So infinite timeout is impossible. So it must be a timeout per player. Must be a timeout per player. But in my mind, I'm really struggling with the concept of we have something that is spawning items continuously, right? I mean, it's very similar to harvesting, because actually when you harvest, you are actually spawning item continuously. Because when you harvest ore, like iron ore, you are continuously spawning ore, right, at that location. So it's pretty much the same in theory, right? So it's not, but in this case it's more evident because there is a backpack, and that backpack may have, you know, may have 2 forms, right? May have the field backpack and the non-field backpack. So like the field backpack is like this, and then there may be the non-field backpack. There maybe is like this, right? I don't know. I'm just doing, but right, which is basically an empty backpack, right? And so you see it, you know, you see it this way or that way, right? Based on whatever. And yeah, but so my problem is yeah, so problem number 1 is already an issue. Problem number 2, because another idea could be, oh, there is a trigger of some kind, you know. So like you walk past this portal, then you walk here, right? You walk here. Here I have a trigger on the ground, and the trigger on the ground is actually generating our our backpack, right? So that you walk and you see it, right? But it's pretty much the same, because then if I walk back and forth, I don't want to have 1,000 backpacks, right? I want because, I mean, if you think to Diablo, right? If you think to Diablo, what Diablo does? Well, Diablo is basically regenerating the content of the chest for every player, and everyone finds different stuff in it. So it's completely unrealistic, right? So it's just random. It's just a slot machine of items, right? So it's a slot machine. So you go there, you click on it, you get whatever item you want, and in your mind you're thinking, oh, I found this. Right, I found this, but you cannot say to the other guy, hey, there are torches inside of this, because maybe the other guy is finding a gem, right? So it's completely out of role play, right? It's completely out of any reality, right? But probably it's the only way, right? Probably it's the only way to do it in a playable way. Because if that backpack is spawning only one torch globally every X amount of minutes, then it becomes a mess, right? So solution number A is a mess, because the second player will not find it, the third player will not find it, the fourth player maybe will find it, but then it will disconnect. And so all the other players are not going to find it, and that torch is not getting of any use, right? And also, I mean, another thing is the randomization. Because I think at the moment what we do, you know, we do it with a trick, right? We do it with a trick. So what do we do today? What do we do today? We what we do today is to have a consume. For example, if I take Adorned Crate, right? If I take Adorned, this was a good solution, by the way. This was a kind of a nice solution. Right? So you get that thingy. Yeah, that's probably the best solution at the moment that we have. That is probably the best solution that we have at the moment. So if I go under item stats, right? And I search name equal to Adorned Crate, right? Adorned Crate is an item you can actually pick up, right? And everyone is picking it up. And when you pick it up, it's triggering a consume script when you use it. And the consume script is actually treasure chest, right? And treasure chest is a script that is actually dynamic, and based on a number of randomization, you know, is giving you like money or items or whatever. So in theory, this method, which is the chest, the consumable chest method, is already doing that, right? Is already doing that. So you pick up a chest, you consume it, you get a randomized number of items. The problem is the spawn rate, right? So I can spawn it, but I can spawn it only one time. Yeah, but it's probably the best way. And now that I think about it, instead of inventing a new system, you know, I think this system is probably the best that we have at the moment. Because I could create my backpack, right? I could create my backpack thing that is on the ground, and you pick it up. Now, the second player, the only problem is the respawn time, right? Because this system has the problem with respawn time. As soon as you pick it up, another player comes in and he's not going to find it, right? And so for the tutorial, is a bit shit. But for all the other dungeons, is a good idea, right? For all the other dungeons is a good idea. I think it's actually probably the best idea. So let's say that, yeah. So let's say the solution D is to do what we do today. So which is a spawnable. By the way, I don't know if this spawnable item really works the way it should. Let me do some checks because I'm. Does this spawnable item work as expected in game, or is still generating a million chests? In theory, it should not, but if I teleport me here, right? Yeah, you see that it's working so. Well, there were two chests, not infinite chests. There were two chests. I don't know why two, but anyway. Now, I think if I drop it again, obviously now this one is not... Exactly, this one is not... I don't know, maybe it is the best way, but it's not... I mean, it's a bit random, right? So you may find or you may not find. So you can use this technique only for stuff that is optional, not for stuff that is... This part of the tutorial. Well, I can avoid the torch as an item, right? I can avoid requiring any item and just making it by luck that you find it or you don't find it, right? I can do that. I can do that. Where are the other spawnable chests? Hardened crate. Hardened crate is 70-80. So if I go in hunt locations, right? So if I go in ant locations and I search where item ID, well, they're all here. 81, 80. Right, so if I go here, I have no idea where is it, but if I go here, right, what the? Why is doing this? A part that is completely impossible to recognize compared to another one, but locked, lockable, locked, lockable. But none of those is spawning. I think these ones are spawning. Yes, this one is spawning actually. This one is a spawning crate. It seems that only the first one, only this one is a spawning crate. Yeah, I can't find the coordinates. I think at the moment it is the easiest way to do it. It's really the easiest way because it's already working in game, you know. It's already working in game. So I'm thinking if I want to create a new system or a new capability in the game to actually do this, but considering we basically already have it, because we basically already have it, I think we can just use this system. The only problem is that this system does not have a lockout by player, right? This system has a lockout by... I mean, it's a global lockout. It has a global lockout, which may be kind of annoying. But... I mean, it makes the world more persistent, so I think in a certain sense is good, you know. There are all these chests in the bronze doors. You should pick them up. They contain a lot of items, I think. Okay, let's assume that we use this technique. If we use this technique, what do I need to do? I need to create a new item, which is my backpack. I need to put it next to a skeleton. It needs to be selectable, and then I need to create a script which is generating the content when you open it, right? Yes. The only thing that I don't understand is if my inventory is full, what happens? If my inventory, I think it will go probably to a chest, right? But if I don't have a chest available, then what happens? Maybe you should say to you that you cannot open it because you don't have enough space, or it just drops to the ground. Probably just drops to the ground, huh? Because I may fill up my space, right? So now I have an hardened crate. But this one is not usable. The other crate you have to unlock. No, but I think it's the same for all of them, no? Right? It is consumable. It is consumable. Why doesn't have deconsume? Ah, because it's locked. So you have to unlock it before consuming it. While the jewel chest was not. The jewel chest was not locked, huh? Who locked this? I don't understand if all these ones are locked or what. This item is locked. This item is locked. They are all locked. Also, this one is locked. Yes, also this one is locked. Okay. Now I can use it. Now I can use it. You find some crystal, you find some potions. Yeah, you need to unlock it. That's fine, you can also lock. I don't understand where is the lock. I mean, if the lock is... I don't remember if the lock is... I don't see it here, so... So probably was the specific instance. It's kind of strange though. Probably is the okay. I think it's the natural, the ant location that is specifying if it comes up locked or not. Yeah, exactly. Locked. Yeah, exactly. Locked. Yeah, is the ant location that is specifying if the spawned item is locked or is not locked. Okay. Yeah, is the ant location that is saying that. Right. Right. So in my case, it would not be locked, so I will leave it open. And, okay. Yeah, I think it is the best way. I'm thinking. I think that is the best way. The problem is that it is a global cooldown, right? It is a global cooldown. So the question is, do I want to generate something specific per play? So do I want to change that functionality that we already have? That is, or not allowing you to pick it up, but it sounds very, very weird. Or it's just generating nothing in case when you pick it up. I think the player timeout we cannot have, boys. The player timeout is against all our rules today in the game. Apart from Quest. Because Quest have a player timeout, but everything else doesn't. So what we put on the ground in this backpacks or chest is absolutely, must be absolutely optional in terms of items. So I cannot have this quest, this area design that it requires you at a torch, right? I can have a number of places where there are backpacks, you know, scattered around, and they may contain stuff, yes or no. And this thing is getting regenerated, right, regularly. But I really want to ensure that this thing is working, boys, because I really want to be sure 100% that this thing is working. Let me see. I mean, if you want, we can create a backpack now. Now we will have to texture it. At the moment, the backpack is unfortunately non-textured, right? But I think the geometry is okay. I think this was the version that was super buffed, and I really didn't like it, right? I think that is really, really too buffed. So my idea was to scale it. It was to, you know, shrink it a bit, something like this, so it's a bit more reasonable. Because otherwise, it looks a super full backpack. You know, from me, I mean, I think like this is insane. No, it's like super full. So my idea was to shrink it a bit. I don't know how much, but probably something like this. So it's a bit more normal. Right? We could also have a backpack. I can maybe also have an empty one, right? Well, let's say that for now we don't really care. I don't know if this thing even has UV. No, it doesn't. It doesn't have any kind of UV. I can randomly map it, but obviously this will not do any good. So if I go, GG. So if I go, Uh-oh. Uh-oh, I think the size is insane. Okay, 1 second. I think we may have a size problem. Yeah, it's 24 meters. Oh my god, 24 meters seems to be a bit too much. Okay, let's start to scale it by 10. We do the same with this guy. But 10 is definitely not enough, because now it's 2.4 meters. So we want it to be like 60. So it's 1/4 of this maximum, right? So is 0.25. So it's 0.25, huh? So now yeah, 60 is roughly 64. It's 64 centimeters. Okay. Slightly more reasonable. Hello, Hulky. No, Ackley. Hey, Ackley. Hi, welcome. Do you have a favorite function that you wrote in the game? I think the generated event is very nice. The ability to generate new events and dynamically based on an XML script, so that we can put whatever script we want, and it's generating NPCs, generating items, it's generating... I think that is probably my favorite at the moment, but there can be others, but yeah. Okay, so we have our backpack. Now, this backpack obviously does not have any texture. That's pretty bad, I know. We can try to assign a random texture and see what happens, but it would not be very nice. Okay, that's it. It's not that bad. No, okay, it's bad. But yeah, so we will use this for now. Okay, we will do a texture. We will make a texture for this guy, right? For sure. Okay, so this is our backpack. Let me try a few different torso leather and see if we can find one that is kind of matching. Maybe we are lucky, you know, and there is one that is actually matching. Hello, Ulki. Hey, thank you for the follow. Hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. I think we can anyway reuse some of these textures, but okay, we will create a texture, okay? We will create a texture. I'm just trying to see if I'm lucky enough to get one that is matching a bit. No, okay, this is I think this is the best one. Okay, so we have our backpack thingy. So what I need to do, I need to, well, I will need an icon as well, but the first thing I need to do, I need to create a new item, right? A new item which is a generated, so I need to go under item stats. I think I will do something like ID greater than, I don't know, 750 and ID less than 7100, and hopefully there will be an empty space. Yes, there is. So I will go 7090. I will go 7090. Okay, so in theory is the same as this. And here we are in production copy, yeah? Yes, production copy. So 16. I think I want to create a number of them. I just don't want to have a backpack. I think I want to have different things. So it could even be a broken barrel, a chest, or whatever, right? So let's say spawnable containers, spawnable consumable containers, right? So the first one will be the first one will be 90, and it will be called, I think it will just be called backpack. I don't know how to call. Do we have another item that is called backpack? I don't think so. Do we have a backpack item or a backpack? No, we don't have a backpack item. So I think we can just call it backpack. Now in terms of weight and all that stuff, yeah, in terms of weight and all that stuff, that's a good question, because in theory the 70 is the weight, and the weight is expressed in libs. How do you say in English? LBS. LBS in pound, you say? You say pound, but you write LBS. What the fuck? Yeah, because it's libra in Italian. Why? You don't have an English word for LBS? LB. Yeah, because the abbreviation is coming from Latin, and so for me it's natural there is LB and LBS because it's from Libra, but actually in English is pound, so okay, fine. But anyway, we go with Libra, so at the end is pound. So we don't have to make it too heavy, otherwise people will not be able to pick it up. So I think we can go maximum for I don't know, 5, 6, something like that, right? 5 or 6. Visible distance, we don't care. Size, we cannot care. The size is actually expressed in units. I think it could be something like 3 or 5 as well. I think it could be like 5. I don't want to make it too big. Now, bulk is okay. Consumable is okay. All this shit here, we don't care. We will have to point to... Yes, exactly. The static mesh. Now, do we need a blueprint? No, we don't need a blueprint. It can be just the static mesh, right? It can be the static mesh. LBS is pounds. Yeah. But in reality, it's Libra. It's not pounds. But okay, fine. I mean, it is pounds. It is pounds in its own way. So this becomes something like this, right? Exactly. Then, wait, what I have? I have 140. I think the rest we don't care too much. The icon. Yeah, we will have to change the icon and the tag. For now, I will leave it empty, but For now, we leave it empty. 25. What is 25? Item categories. 25 is furniture. Interesting. I think this will go under items. I mean, it's not an armor. It's not an armor. It's not gem. It's not glyph. No. Smith tool, farmer, food books, crafting, shields, coins, animal power, hides. Or it's under hides, but I don't think so. In theory, it's clothing, but I mean, it's not armor. I think we will go generically under items. So it will be number 3. Then there is an 800. I don't know what is it. The sale price. Now the sale, you cannot sell this thing, so the sales price will be very low, like 10 or something. How much is the sales price of the other chest? Well, in theory, the other chests are providing you good stuff. Yeah, in fact, the selling price, you see, is increasing. Yeah. Because they are kind of rare, they can contain materials. The backpack, the empty backpack, well, in this case will not be empty. So let's say 100. Let's say 80. All the others we don't care. Let me see the last one. Item animation, nothing. Then there is a description. And we can say a leather backpack used by an explorer. Something like that. Item max quality. I don't think we care about the quality. Why is 300? 50. Okay, and here we have our script, right? So the script can randomize items that you find. And I think the one thing that we said is that I added what? I added a loot.
Hello. What are you doing?
Hello. What are you doing? Hello, Phoenix. I think my volume is lower than usual. Did I lower the music or not? No, I didn't lower the music. Holy shit. So the music was loud the whole time. Okay. I'm trying to create, you know, more dynamic spawnable loot items, and I'm trying to understand the best way to do it, but at the end I realized that probably the best way is the way that we already have.
You expect me to believe that? Nah, I don't think so.
That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. I think this is pretty good, actually. Because we can point to a loot ID. And so we can manage it with a loot ID instead of creating a script, right? Which I think is much better. I think it's much better. Okay. So the second thing we need to do then is to... The second thing we need to do... Okay, so we created our item, right? And we will call it... tutorial. Yeah, the only problem is that... The script This is pretty bad though, huh? The script is fixed. So if I create a backpack, you know, if I create a backpack that generates a certain amount of items in the tutorial, then I will have to create another backpack with another name. Because it's the only way to have another script with different loot, different randomized loot, right? So for example, I have to call it like dusty backpack, or worn backpack, or abandoned backpack, or whatever, right? So I have to name it this way, and each one will have a different loot script, right? So for example, this one could be worn backpack, right? Worn, right? Worn means worn, right? Worn. Exactly.
Logoro.
Logoro. There are some words in Italian that sounds very funny. So a leather backpack, let's say a worn leather backpack used by an explorer. Probably used by an explorer. Okay, so we will have a script that is called tutorial backpack. Okay. In this script, But you know what? I think I need my web console on this machine to actually be able to do this in a reasonable way, because otherwise I have to go database all the time. I become crazy. Because I will have to create a new progression event. Well, progression event is easy to create. It's not a big deal, but I will have to create new progression event. What the progression event has? It's only 2 columns. Okay, this is easy. So I will have to create a new progression event, right? And this progression event will be called, I think will be called exactly like because we have treasure chest. Maybe we can call them all treasure. Yeah, let's call them all treasure. Let's call all the spawnable one treasure. So we can then filter by treasure. We find them all, okay? So we call it treasure backpack. Treasure worn. Hello, who joined? Oh, wow. Alki. Thank you. This is for Italian lessons. Thank you so much. Very nice of you. Thank you. Thank you. Usually what I do when someone is donating, I change my gear. Let me see what we can put on this time. I really like this this hat. Let me see if I have one with the hat already. I really like this hat. Wait, the steampunk one. The steampunk. Look at that. The steampunk hat. We can do this. Let me see if it's visible in the. Yeah, it is visible. Thank you a lot. Thank you a lot for that, and really appreciate it. And the money that we get, we use it in the game. So usually we commission stuff. We commission maybe models to be added to the game, or other things, right? And so it improves the game. Thank you a lot, really, really. It's just for source code. I will check out later. I want to learn something new. Yeah, you can. We have the old source code now. The one of Unreal is not really available. We have a Patreon site where there is a bit of Unreal stuff, mainly components. So you can go there and check it as well. But really, really, thank you. Treasure worm. So we call the script this way. Now in this script we need to put something like this, right? So there will be script, loot aim actor, loot ID, and then we will say inventory, right? We will say inventory. And the loot ID. So now we need to create a loot ID. The loot ID for now will be very, very simple. Will be probably one torch all the time, right? Let's do it like this. Let's do it super simple. So we create a new loot event, a new loot rule. Actually, it's called loot rule, right? And wait, this is not the right database. Why was here then? Okay, I was not in the right place. Here. So we open loot rules. We open loot rules. And loot rules, I think we can just add at the bottom. I think it's not an issue. So we go 82 something, right? We go 82. So we insert into loot rules. We go 82, and the root rules must be so this becomes 82, and the loot rule will be called I don't know, worn backpack if we want, eh? Okay. Now it is not enough because every loot rule has loot rule details. And I don't know if you're already having a torch or something, but this is where I said it probably was a bit easier if I do it from our website. We have a website that is basically able to read and write from these tables in an easy way. But basically the idea is to let me see. So the last one seems to be 326. 326. So we do a 327. Okay. And at the moment will be one item only, yeah? It is loot rule details. So it will be 327. The loot rule ID will be 82. The item stat ID is the torch. So we go name torch because there is exactly. So it's 7331 whatever. Right? And then there is the probability and some other stuff. Loot rule details. There is the minimum item and maximum item. So we say 1 1. Yes. Probability 1 means 100%. And then 0 0 0 for money, randomization, and randomized probability. The probability this item will be randomized The probability design will be randomized if chosen. No, I think it should be 0. Why they're all 1 and 2? I mean, if it's not randomizable anyway, I think he's not gonna look at it. Yeah, so I think we can leave 1. Okay, so I think it's already good as this. Okay, so if we execute this into our database, right? Okay. Okay, so here we added the item stats, the progression event, the loot rule, and route details. So basically now we have a backpack that can generate a torch, right? It can be opened, consumed, and generate a torch. Yes. So what I want to do now is so now I needed to create our because this is not enough, huh? This is only the item stats, and it's true that it is okay, but I need to create now the ant location, right? So I need the position. So let's say the position is next to this guy, okay? So the position will be here. Unfortunately, I cannot control the rotation at the moment, so it will just be like that, right? It will just be like that, but it's okay, just as a test. So I need these coordinates, which will be the coordinates for spawning. And then we need to generate was it hard to getting used to Unreal? Yeah, I think well, at the beginning was a bit hard because we were using a different engine, right? So our game was already released on a different engine, and we moved to Unreal. So I basically had to port all our code to Unreal. And yes, it was, I think at the beginning it was hard, mainly to understand the client server, the networking, how to replicate stuff and where to put the code, because I already had the code but didn't know where to put it, right? So I didn't know in which class to put stuff. Like, should I put my stuff in game mode? Should I put my stuff in game state or in controller or in whatever, right? Game instance. So all these new things that were not existing in our game. And also I think it was a bit tough at the beginning to understand how to build and ship for the different platforms, right? So what to do for Mac, for Linux, you know, for Windows. So that was, I think, the hardest part. Now, in terms of basic concept, I think fairly similar to our old engine, but yeah, it's not been very easy, I have to say. At the beginning. Then when you get the hang of it and you understand, you know, how things work, is a bit easier. But the beginning was kind of tough. And also consider I'm doing it in the spare time, so I don't really, you know. So I have a limited time at the end, but so consider we have about 200,000 lines of code, right? At the moment, I think in Unreal. So, and our old game was 1 million lines, right? So consider that thanks to Unreal, we reduced the 1 million to 200,000. So we reduced it by a fifth. But it's true that it's only the code, because in reality we also have all the blueprints, and in blueprints there is really a lot. So in reality probably it's not 1/5. I think in reality is probably half. It's probably half, 50% at the end, I think, of the old one. But yeah, maybe. I don't know. I never did the right calculations, but okay. So we have this thing. Now we need to create a new hunt location. A new hunt location. And we can create a new hunt location similar to the one that we have for the crates. Now, the only difference will be the interval, the max random, and that stuff, because that I want to keep it very low. Just as a test now, right? So the maximum is what? Why these numbers are so weird? I don't know. Why these numbers are so strange? Probably because they were intermixed with the... Yeah, probably. So if I go 465, I think it's not an issue compared to the natural resources, but I just want to check one thing. Is there a 465 here? No, because they were lower. Okay. Okay, fine. So I think we can go. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really make any difference. They are just ID. They are just internal IDs, so it doesn't make any difference. But I was thinking. Okay, so there is a new hunt location. There's a new hunt location, right? And the hunt location has is ID, so will be 465. This will be the coordinates, right? This will be the coordinates. We place the item, and unfortunately I don't have an easy way to do it in game, but I think it would be good in the future to think to a way to do this in game. But at the moment I don't have that. There is the item ID, and the item ID for us is this guy, 7090. Then there is the interval. Now this interval is in milliseconds. I don't know exactly why, but it's in milliseconds, I think. Is it? Yeah, I think it is in milliseconds. So for example, this one is 10 minutes, right? This one is 10 minutes. Now, I think I want it every minute. Or even less, you know? Or even less, just to test it in game. I think let's do it every 30 seconds. So it will be 30,000, right? 30,000. So it will be minimum 30,000, maximum 30,000. It will be exactly after that value. It needs the sector. Okay, 74. I don't know why it needs the sector. I think it makes no difference in the new game, but how many? And we say 1 exactly. What is the range? We don't care. And if it's locked, and in this case it's not locked, so it will be 0 0 0 0 minus 1, right? And this will be empty because we don't want this thing to be locked. Okay, so if we insert this into the database, if we insert this into the database, wait, it's called hunt locations actually. Okay, hunt locations. Okay, now we have it. So when we start the server, if I enable hunt locations. So I remove it from the editor, right? So there is no backpack. I do a save all because I want everything to be saved. I start the server. I start my server. I think I want to do another check of how many lines of code we have. I will do it one day. I don't want to do it now, but I will do it again. I want to see how many lines of code we have in the new game. But I think it's about 200,000 roughly, or 180,000, something like that. I added quite a bit lately, but I mean, I added some functionality, but it's not. We have ported 100%, yes, 100%. The old game is dead, unfortunately. Well, I think luckily on one side, but yeah, the old game is completely done, dead. Substituted, replaced with a new one, so everything has been ported. Every location, every spell, every quest, every script, everything. Anything. There is, well, no, in reality is not true. There is one thing that is missing, which is in-game maps and drawings. Because you, in the old game, you could draw maps. You could draw maps and then in a new game you cannot yet. That's the only piece that is actually missing. But I don't know if I want to reintroduce it. I don't know. I mean, I think I want, but I have to think about it, right? Because I think I want, but I need to. But also we added so many new things. So there is a completely new character creation, completely new achievement system, completely new tutorial. Well, now the new areas. I mean, there is so much. There is so much more. Is insanely different. How long that took? A lot. Consider this is stream 900 and what? 980. So it took at least 980 streams. At least, but in reality it's more than that. Because there is work that I did off stream and there is stuff that I do when I'm not streaming, so it's way more than that. But I'm not alone. I mean, in this period I'm a bit alone, yes. I don't have a lot of help from other people. But in the past I had a lot of help. Lot of help. There was a time where we were like probably 10, 12 people. I mean, in the spare, everyone working in the spare time, right? Because, but like doing it as a hobby, but yeah. I mean, in the old game, in the new game, we've never been too many. And the porting of the code is all me, 100%. No one else touched it. Well, no, it's not true, because Ravna at the beginning touched the code a bit. Yeah, no, there have been other people contributing. Okay, let's teleport to the beginning. And see if we have the backpack spawned. Hopefully. If not, we'll check why. Okay. There is definitely no backpack. There is definitely no backpack. Okay. So we need to understand what went wrong, right? We need to understand what went wrong. And the first question is, there it is. Error, couldn't spawn item 7090. Spawning item 7090, error, couldn't spawn item 7090. Okay. So this means that he knows that he needs to spawn 7090. Right? So he arrived up to that point. So it means that the progression event actually executed. So he understood that you had to... So he understood this. And then he understood... yeah. But I think that he's not able to spawn this. Why it gave an error in spawning? We can catch it, we can catch it. We can catch it fairly easy. Couldn't spawn item. Okay. Oh fuck. He needs to recompile something, I don't know why. Couldn't spawn item. Couldn't spawn item. Should be in spawn manager anyway. Couldn't spawn item, yeah, exactly. Spawn event, schedule trigger item, create item. Spawning and okay, should be pretty much here. So we will debug from here. Now I think we have other items. Could not find basic stats. I think that this should be fine. I think we'll be inside of this somewhere. Probably the problem will be here, or is not finding the sector, or is not, yeah, probably is not finding something here. I don't know why. Or the location was too much into the ground and so he couldn't find the ground. But if he doesn't find the ground, I think he's telling me, no? No, he's not telling me actually. I think he should tell me though. Because it's an error. I think here we want to print out something. If we don't find the ground. If you went crazy from the porting, no, I was crazy already before the porting. I was crazy already. So it didn't make any difference. It needs a lot of dedication. Yeah, it does. It does. It does, and yeah, but I can stop anytime, you know. So that's that. I think what keeps me into it is that it's not really a job, right? It's just a hobby. So knowing that I can stop anytime, even if a lot of people will be disappointed, I understand. But thinking that I can stop anytime, you know, is a lighter weight. It's a lighter weight, so it's like, okay, I mean, I can do what I want. Okay, so in 30 seconds from now, because we said 30 seconds, we should enter into this thing. Because the server is not spawning it at start, but is scheduling a timer based on the time that we gave it to him, right? So we gave it 30 seconds. I can stop anytime, like what you say. Yeah, exactly. When you say, oh, I can stop smoking anytime, you know? I can stop smoking tomorrow, but I think will be tomorrow, not today. Okay, we hit our thingy. So we have spawning item, blah, blah, blah. Right, so we are spawning exactly 7090. We are searching the stats. Okay, the stats are good. We have our worn backpack. So we found the item in the database. We are instantiating the... Okay. We search a range. The range would be what? We remove 5 centimeters to avoid precision issue on the border. Okay. Range is 0. What? Range is -5. Wait a second. What is this range thingy? Range. Do we have a range? Range 0. Well, range 0 means... Okay, anyway. We go to -5. -5 is a bit of a weird thing, but... so we are searching a point in a circle. So this point will be 0, 0, 0. Exactly. So we go to 0, 0, 0 position. This will be the position we are spawning it. Fine. We set the lock, which is no lock. And now we do a trace going down, right? Is the trace finding something? The trace is not finding anything. So it means that the position that we selected is too low, right? And so we are not hitting anything. I think that we need this thing to throw an error though, because if this happens, we have a critical problem. It means that our item cannot spawn, right? And I think we need... I think we need to know. So we should say... Could not find solid ground to spawn ant location ID blah blah blah. And we can also say what are the coordinates, right? So we do a coordinates %f, 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 and our coordinates are and our coordinates are the start position, no? Yeah, it's the start position. So it will be start position X, start position Y, start position Z. Okay, so this is just to have a log that something went bad. Now, in our case, it's fairly easy to fix, meaning that the position that we selected was slightly underground, which is possible. So we will just move this up. So like we have here 5443, right? We can go up 1 meter because anyway our beam is 5 meters down, right? So we can go 50 whatever. So in our ant locations, we can do this, and unfortunately we need to restart everything, but it's fine. So that was the issue. I think also here there is a problem though, because I think I should print out something here as well. Because here it means what? It means that... How do we fail in create item? Well, the sector is not valid. Okay. If the sector is not valid... Yeah, but we cannot fail in any other case. Okay. So I think it's okay. We cannot fail there. Okay, fine. Can stop anytime. I don't know. I mean, actually, I stopped for a few years and then I came back. You know, it may happen again, but I don't have any problem in continuing this. It's an infinite source of learning. Is one of the most complex puzzle you may decide to to solve, right? Making an MMO is one of the most complex puzzles you may decide to solve, probably, except understanding women, yeah, which probably is tougher, but but yeah, so it's an infinite puzzle, you know, so every time it's something new to understand, to something new to learn, and it's always evolving, you know, so new Unreal Engine, new platforms, new whatever, so it's never finished. Is there a feature you would like to have most in the game? Yeah, there are so many actually. It's an infinite list. But I think that the next one that we will work on, and is the one that I think that I would really like to have, is destroyable stuff, so that you can destroy barricades, or, you know, you can destroy fortifications or stuff in the game with magic or with physical force. And our NPC are already capable of building, right? So they can build stuff. At the moment are not building a lot, so they are just building their villages, but in a very, very simple way. Like they put a campfire and then they put few tents around it, and pretty much that's it, right? But the idea would be that they build also defenses or fortifications. So monsters decide to build a fortification, or maybe they build a warehouse, something that they can store stuff in or whatever, and you as a player can destroy, right? If you want, I mean, if you don't want, no, but you can destroy it. So the idea is to start a kind of a balancing of monsters trying to expand their villages, and you, meaning the players, trying to stop them, right? So I think that is the next feature. I mean, the next big thing I would like to do is probably not the next, like it's not the one that I'm doing tomorrow, but it's something that I think would make the game more interactive, because at the moment we are lacking interaction. Okay, let's see if this spawning works this time. Hopefully it does. Fuck, we failed in the second one, really? Cannot find mesh. Cannot find mesh. Wait. I think I did the create item with a double syntax, no? I think I fixed it some time ago. If not, we remove /script /engine, but I remember I fixed it. Maybe I fixed it. I think I fixed it for NPC. No, I fixed it for blueprints. Wait. /script /. I remember. I have a strong deja vu. Here it is, exactly. Yeah, I did it for blueprints. I did it for blueprints. Because in Unreal Engine 5, the reference seems to be slightly different than it was in 4. So there is this script engine at the beginning, and it seems that the game wants it without. In fact, if I go in our if I go here, right, and I say this, and I go here. Yeah, you're saying? They are all starting with static mesh, while this one, which is the one that we added now, is starting with slash script slash engine dot static mesh, right? So, I mean, we can remove this part from the database, or we can remove it from... I think I can remove it from the database, because anyway... Anyway, I don't think... Yeah, I don't want to, like, pollute the database with useless text, right? So I think that we just put it right. We just put it right, and that's it. Yeah. Yeah. Let's do this. We will see a backpack anyway, yeah? Don't worry, we will really see it. We will see a backpack 100%, it's just a matter of when. There are many other features that I would like to have, like I would like to have better character customization. Like more hairstyles, better faces, you know, better clothes. I mean, there are so many things. There are so many. So many. What other MMO I played? All of them? No, all of them no. No, I played many. I don't know, like EverQuest or a bit of World of Warcraft. I don't know. I played. Let's say I didn't play a lot of MMO, but I watched people playing a lot of MMO. Like for example, also World of Warcraft. You know, I didn't really play it much. Maybe I played it, I don't know, 100 hours or something like that. So very little. But I watched playing a lot. Just to understand how it was working, you know, and so yeah, I don't play a lot of MMO. But I think I tested many. And I've seen many, right? I've seen... The problem, you know, of MMO is that these days are not even MMO anymore. So the majority is action roleplay. Right? So they say MMO, but what is an MMO today? What you would consider an MMO today? Like a new game. Okay, maybe New World. Okay, New World. New World, for example, I didn't play, but I watched quite a bit. So I know... Okay, now I think it's working, huh? GG. Okay, the item is spawned. The item is spawned. So there is a backpack somewhere. So new MMO. I mean, maybe New World. Maybe Harry Potter thingy. I don't know. Is that an MMO? Yeah, I think it's an MMO. Harry Potter, I watched it. I mean, it's very, very nice in terms of visual effects and story and such, but the other ones like Lost Ark, you know, and things like... I think it's hard to consider them MMO, right? Like Lost Ark, I mean, they are really action RPG, right? So you have your character, yes. You have your characteristics, yes, but... Ah! There is a backpack. The texture is wrong. Yeah, the texture is wrong because... But it's not a bad one, by the way. Texture is wrong because I think he applied... he applied one of the chest, yeah. You know what is the problem? Is that it's very hard to see. I mean, it's extremely hard to see. Like, if you're looking like this, you see the skeleton, but I don't think you see the backpack. Well, also because he has a wrong texture. Maybe with a better, with the right texture, it will look more like a backpack. But the problem is that you cannot click on the skeleton, right? Because the skeleton is not. The skeleton is not a managed item, while the backpack is. So now, what is going to happen is that as soon as I pick it up... Okay, my inventory is always freaking full. I have zero space for everything. Okay, let me move a bit of... We have an entire kiosk here. Let me move a bit of stuff, huh? Yeah, if you move the sack in your inventory, keeping this open, you confuse the game. Okay. We have a torch, but you know this torch I will destroy because I don't want to have a torch. Yeah, there are a few breakpoints for whatever reason. Okay, fine. Okay, we destroyed the torch. Now, if I pick this up, right? If I pick this up, now he has this icon. We will have to make an icon. But if I use it... Ouch. Uh-oh. Did he crash? He didn't crash. Okay. Actually, I used it, but nothing happened. Which is a bit weird. But after 30 seconds, you see, a new backpack is spawning. Right? And it's spawning only if you pick it up. If you don't pick it up, it's not gonna spawn. Time to search for a nice light effect, perhaps sound. Yeah, maybe. Rotate the skeleton face down and put the bag in his bag. Yeah, it could be as well. But the problem is that this backpack doesn't seem to do what we want him to do. Why? It's very strange because this backpack has in theory a consume script, and that consume script the consume script is basically doing a use, right? If I search consume, I don't think I will find it. I don't think it's called consume. It's called in a different way. Wait, auto consume. No. Consume, move from inventory. Yes, it's this one. Is this one? Is this one? Get consume script name. Get consume script name. Exactly. Let me see if we arrive here or not. I think we should, no? If I pick up this guy. Yes, we arrive here. So we arrive here. So what is going on? Script name is tutorial backpack. Exactly. Finds. We don't find the script. We don't find the script. We don't find the script. Why we don't find the script? Okay. So we don't find tutorial backpack. So let me just be sure that we named it properly, because so in theory he's going under progression script and he's trying to find something that is called tutorial back. Ah, it's not there. I changed the name or what? Ah, fuck. It's called treasure. It's called treasure worn backpack. That's why. The name is different. Yeah, I did a mess here with the name. I did a mess with the name, boys. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. That is why it's not triggering. And by the way, what I've seen is that if it doesn't find the script, it doesn't consume the item, huh? Okay, fine. Which is okay, because it means that we have a problem with the database, and so in theory it should not do it. In theory it should not do it. So this. Okay, this. Okay. Okay, will work now. Now it will work, huh? Now it will work. So the idea now is, if this system is fine with us, right, and we decide that we don't have any required item to be used in the dungeon, like for example, it's not that you find a key and then you need that key to open something, right, because that will not work. We can put as many backpacks as we want scattered around. Well, in theory you could do it anyway, right? Imagine that you need a key to open a door. We can still randomly spawn backpacks around the dungeon with maybe a percentage of 0.5, and you will go around the dungeon forever until you find a key. It kind of makes sense to me. Yeah, I think it's okay. Now, the only problem is why that backpack is reappearing, right? So that's kind of annoying. From the roleplay perspective, it's super shit. But if we were single player, you know, we could do whatever we want. But we are multiplayer, so I cannot have one backpack only. I need to regenerate it somehow. Right, boys? Or not? Ah, no backpack. Ah, because it's 30 seconds. Wait. Wait. It should appear. No? Unless we messed up something. In few seconds, it should appear. Unless you cannot read the progression script. Ay. No, I think it will. I think it will. Here it is. Aha, it appeared, you say? Okay, I pick it up. I had 3 already, but... So if I use it now... Let me see if something happens. Ah, I got my torch. You received the torch. Ah, it works, boys. It works. Now we have our torch. We can go around with the torch. And in 30 seconds, that backpack will respawn. So we can have infinite torches. We can have infinite torches. I can remove this breakpoint, I think. Yeah, so the problem, okay, so now the problem is, you know, now the problem is how much, I mean, how often should we spawn this freaking backpack? How often should we spawn it? Should we spawn it every 30 seconds, every 30 minutes, every 30 days, every 30 years? How often should we spawn it? Because the problem is that if a player stays inside a dungeon and he continuously pick up this freaking thing, at the end he will have 100 torches. You know? So there is an infinite generation of torches. Now, maybe he doesn't know, and so he will not do it, but... And the second question is, so one question is how often should it spawn? Now, can I put a timeout? I cannot put a timeout because this item is a real item in our world, right? And I cannot really time out for my player. I could not allow the player to pick it up, but I really don't like it. Okay, so the idea, for example, is that we can have this, right? But we can also have other stuff, you know. We can have a chest, well, a chest, probably not. But what else can we have? What else can we have that is reasonable to be found and picked up, which may contain some stuff? Well, in theory. I mean, in theory, the skeleton itself, right? I mean, the skeleton may contain stuff. No, I think the backpack should contain stuff. I think a purse, but if we do the purse, it should be a small one. Well, actually, I could do a variation of this, you know. I could do a backpack variation. For example, if we remove, I don't know, all of this, right? I could do a backpack variation. Yeah, the point is that we have a hole there, but I mean, I can put a sack, you know, I can put a generic sack. We already have 1 million sacks. Sacks? Yeah. I can put a bag of any kind of type, or we can put a barrel of any kind of type. And you can go through and become millionaire. So basically, yeah, that's the problem, right? The problem is that if you stay in this dungeon forever and you continue to pick up stuff, you may have like 100 torches or 1000 torches. And if I put money, so it can be exploitable, right? So let's say you make an alternate character, you have him just go through this forever, and you pick up stuff, and then you go and you give it all to your other character, right? But yeah, I mean, if the value is lower than what you would do in game, I think it's fine. If the value, look at these beautiful crystals, by the way. If the value is lower than what we would do in game, I think it's fine. So what else can we have as wow, this jump, boys. I didn't realize it was so jumpy. Yeah, let me think what I mean, a sack is very easy. And what items we want to give to this guy? Like some food, some food, remaining food. Like an apple, like some bread, some stuff. You are not progressing. Yeah, exactly. So I think that if the value of what you find is low enough, I think it's not a problem. You can drop some little items near the backpack. No. We want the backpack to generate the random treasure. Small amount of food, huh? Yeah, exactly. Like an apple. And we can randomize it. Like, so now we have it 100%. Now we have it 100%, but we can have less than 100%. So we can say well, actually we have different probabilities we can use, because we can use the hunt location probability. No, the hunt location probability no, but we can use we can have the loot rule probability. So we can say that when you pick up the backpack, right, it may contain a torch 50% of the time, and it may contain an apple 20% of the time, and it may contain some money, you know, 5% of the time, something like that, right? So at the moment we didn't really. So for example, we have these ones, right? So we have this bag. So there could be a bag like this somewhere, you know, may contain random stuff, or we can really have a sack, you know, the old, or I don't know, like this, you know, or we can have a sack like that, even if this one is a bit overused, but overused and abused. I think the number of players who walk near and don't take the item is high. Yeah, I agree, but that's the same. I mean, it's fine. We don't make it required, right? And I'm thinking also to other dungeons, not just to the tutorial area. So I will reuse this idea of the skeleton with the backpack in other places, right? In other dungeons. So I'm not thinking only to the tutorial. Mega Man volume is always insane. I think it would be nice to have a purse, but we don't have a purse, huh? I mean, like a small bag. Like a small bag. We don't have a small bag. We don't have a small bag. We don't have a small bag. Like a small container, you know, like a medieval purse or bag or whatever. Medieval purse. Yes, exactly. I mean, maybe without the hole, but what do? You put your arm here or what? It's kind of weird. There must be a reason. I don't know what is the reason, but yeah. The problem of that one, it will be very small. I think you will never see it. I mean, the backpack is pretty big, but if I have something like this, I think you will never see it. No? We have 9 free purses. Oh. Ah, you see? Wow, these are free? No, 154. Yeah, because I selected free, but it puts you some advertisement in between, you know? What is this? What is this? Is it a bag? It doesn't look like a bag at all. Ah, it's a big scene like that. Ah, I understand. That picture was so weird. This one is very nice. This one is fantastic. This one is fantastic. It's also free. It's free. The model is free. Completely free. But I don't think we want it. I don't think we want it, boys. Purse. Bag of gold. Bag of gold. Before now, the money bags have always been bags. Yeah, I agree. I think so. No, but the purse like this is existed, right? So a small purse that you could, you know. Yeah, like sacks. Yeah, like that. Like that. Yeah. But otherwise, you know, we can just put also the barrels, the broken barrels, you know. So we can have a broken barrel like this, which is the one that we just did, right? We can have a broken barrel that you click on it. Yeah, the only problem is that you have to pick it up, which is a bit weird, right? You have to pick it up and then you see if it contains something. So that's the only mechanic that is a bit strange. But that's what it is. This is the mechanic that we have. So you pick it up, then you use it, and when you use it, it's telling you what's inside. There is a bag of 3 that is given in the quest. But we don't have the... There is no 3D. I mean, the 3D is this. But this one we used it like a million times. We can use this, we can use this, I mean, but... This sack, we used it 3 million times. For different, so... By the way, these two are identical. Okay. I wanted to have something that is not too big, you know, that is actually making sense that you pick it up. Exactly. So a broken barrel, you cannot pick up a broken barrel, so 3,000,001 times. Yeah. But isn't this one too small? I mean, I can retexture it. I mean, this texture is super old. We actually have different texture for this now that I think about it, right? So we have, if I go under sack, things contain, I think we have multiple textures. Right? Yes, we have multiple textures, but they are not very different from each other. So, like there is the broken sack, the other sack. Like this can become this, you say, like that. So it's a broken sack. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but we actually have textures. We actually have different. They are very similar to each other. Yeah, like the worn sack. You know. Ah, we also have this. The green sack. The blue sack. Ah. I think these one are never used, no? I think I never seen them in game. The red one. Look. There is a red one. There is a black one. I don't think we ever used this. I think this is kind of the default. I mean, anyway, it looks a bit fake, but maybe the blue one, but why it should be blue? Green or blue would stand out more, huh? But why a sack should be this color is a bit strange, no? Well, you mean the okay. I think it looks a bit weird. I don't know, the color is kind of strange. Would you click it? Would you click it or not? Well, maybe. I mean, I can find like 10 locations, you know, very random locations in the world dungeon and just place these things. And if you find them, you find them. If you don't find them, you don't find them. They are completely optional. It looks out of place. It looks out of place, but it looks out of place for the color or for what? Yeah, I think it's still clickable. I mean, you may still click it, yes. Even like this, I think you may still click it. I don't want to put it. I don't want to put it in places that are easy to find. You know, I mean, this is extra money or extra items, so I can put it in places which are really annoying. You know, I can put it like there. You know, I can put it like here, so that you have to go and find it. The only problem is their rotation, because at the moment I don't have a rotation. I don't have a rotation setting, so they spawn basically in place vertically. Yeah. They spawn vertically. Or not, wait. Ant location. I only have X, Y, and Z. I mean, I can expand it. I can add also the other rotations, but at the moment, he's always spawning. He's always spawning vertical. But yeah, we can. So green. I mean, red really looks bad. I mean, it looks really, really bad. But also green looks bad, I think. I mean, this green is too bright. This green is like super green. I don't know why I made it this way. I mean, I can change it. I think it looks pretty bad. It's like a crazy green. SAC01G. This SAC01G. Oh my god, look at how small is this texture. Look at how small is this texture. Holy moly. It's 128 by 64. Can you believe it? 128 by 64, boys. Wow. We are in the 90s. Or even in the 80s. Even in the 80s, I think. Oh, wow. That's the smallest texture I ever seen in our game. 128 by 64. Can we find an IRS version? Maybe I can. No, I cannot. We have it at that resolution. 128 by 64. That's what we have. Hello, Digistar. Hi. We are having fun with random loot spawning in the tutorial level. I have it only at this resolution. But I don't think it was drawn at this resolution. So in reality, I may have the source somewhere. But what is the date? Let me check the date of this, so that we get scared immediately. 2004. This file was created 2004. Well, actually, the latest iteration of it was 2004. 2004. Oh, we are triggering some random event. Very nice. Can I find an higher resolution of this? Well, I have a backup of all the original textures, but I think it's probably easier if I just redo it, huh? It's probably easier if I just redo it, or not? I mean, for sure the original was not designed this way. Was not drawn that way. Where do I have my backups? You know what may be the problem is that the backups that I have are on a CD, and I don't know if I have a CD reader anymore. I think I don't have a CD reader anymore. That may be a problem, huh? That may be a big issue. None of my PC. Probably not. But wait, but I copied that stuff also on an hard disk, so I think I may have it. I mean, I'm not gonna search it now, but I think in one of my backup hard disk I also have that. But anyway, apart from this, it's pretty strange that we don't have high resolution texture. We only have it as small as this. Fine. Fine. Things containers SAC01. So they arrive from things containers. Things containers SAC01 SAC01B GEH. I think I created this shit because it looks like it's me just trying to colorize, you know, just trying to colorize. I think it looks like me. Not completely sure though. Let me see the log. Is Tua. Tua did that. The problem is that if we change the SAC, we also need to change the icon. You know? But I think that green is very bad. I mean, that green, bro. No, I don't have to do it like this. That green is like, I mean, it just is, I think it just needs to be a bit darker. Exactly. I think instead of this, it just needs to be like this. It just needs to be like this. Anyway, we have it in subversion, so it's not a problem if I substitute it because I think it's already better. I mean, it's similar, but at least it looks like a possible fabric, right? Instead of being an impossible, very colored thing. So I think I will save it like this. Okay, we will use the green one. I think we will use the green one, boys. Okay, so if you want to do the same mess, that we did before, basically we need another block like this, right? Well, depends if we want to generate something different or we want to generate the same stuff. Do we want a torch to be able to be inside of that or no? I would leave it as it is. No, mine is better. Haha. So in theory we should generate something like we can call like lost purs, right? Lost purs. And we can say a purse made of green fabric lost by someone. And this will be treasure green purse. And the script will be treasure green purse. And the ID will be 43. And the ID will be 43 lost purse. And the, what is this? 328, I think we can go. 328, 83, 83, wait. So this is 91, eh? This is 91, 91, 91, 91. Now the position. Wait. Okay, so now, for example, here you can find a bit of money. May find a bit of money, huh? So the money is slightly different because the money is the money. The money. I have to put it here, and I have to say, yeah, min money, max money. Min money, max money. So there should be a line dedicated to that. So if it's money only, I think I should put a 0 here. I think I should put a 0 in the item stat ID. So this should be 0. And min item, max item should be 0, 0, I guess. 0, 0. The probability, for example, probability, we can start to play with the probability, right? We can say like 20%, right? 20%. 20% you can get from 1 tria to 5 tria, right? From 1 tria to 5 tria. Okay. Then we can say in the same purse, right? In the same purse, you can get 83. Yes, 83. In the same purse, you can get, for example, an apple. Let's say an apple. You can get an apple. Apple. Name equal apple. Right? Can get an apple, which is 2209. Now it would be so much easier if I do it with the web interface. I know. But anyway, 2209. And it will be maximum 1 item, minimum 1 item. Probability always 0.2. And money 0, 0. Money 0, 0, right? So in this case, you get a bit of money and potentially an apple at 20%. Between 0 and 3. 0 and 5 seems to be too much. Well, 0 is if you get 0, right? Okay, so this is our new rule. And the location. Okay, the location I have no idea. Do we want to put it here? I don't know if I want to put it here though. We can put it I think there was another skeleton. Where there is the other skeleton? Where is the other skeleton? The other skeleton is here. I think it's here. So now I need a... Oops. He went super down. Fuck. Come on. Okay. He went like 5 kilometers down. Okay, see. Where do you want to put it? We can put it... it's pretty big, actually. I think it's a bit too big. I mean, it's... Anyway. Fine. Okay, we put it here. Which means here, because we have to do it, you know, a bit higher. Otherwise, our collision is not gonna work. So we will say this. This. And this. Now, the pulse will always be there. We can randomize the timing though. The timing, we can randomize it. La 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 la. La la la. Pom 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 pom. Okay, I think it's good. So we can delete it. We can delete it. We can execute the wall thing again. I mean, this thing. Ouch. 465 is already there. Mistakes were made. 466. $466. Let me see what happens if I do this. Okay, duplicate entry. Yeah, he added all the others. Okay, so if I start now, I think it's already working, huh? It's already working. In theory. In theory, it's already working. But yes, we will have to put this stuff around, right? So we need to decide the locations. $128 by 64. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Ah, wait. I did a big mistake. I didn't take... No. Wait. We are spawning another backpack. We need to change the thingy. So this sack, we have to copy the reference. Because he's spawning another backpack, huh? Reduce the size of the bag. I cannot. I mean, I can if I make another mesh just for it, but I cannot. Cannot reduce the size of the bag. At least not now. Because the spawning doesn't have a scale. We could add a scale to the spawning, but at the moment it's not possible. Okay, so now the other problem is that the texture is wrong for sure. 140 to 50 is wrong 100%. 140 to 50. Because the icon, you know? That's a bit of a mess. Because this one we never used. We never used. So 240. I don't even know if that one we have it in the icons actually. I don't think we do. I will have to go soon though. I will have to go. I don't know if we have no, that icon. You see that we have these sacks, but we don't have the green one. I think it's never been used, and so it's not in our standard icon. I can add it. I can do anything, you know, but we don't have it in our standard icons anywhere. Okay, so the icon, we can use the icon of the standard sack for now. But I think the texture would be nice if we could use that one. But I don't think we have that texture as well. Would be what? Sack 0. No, we don't have. Those textures have never been used. And so have never been there in their life. Is completely uncharted territory, boys. In theory, to do that, I will have to do this. I mean, we can do it, but it's taking time and I have to go. Because here there is a sack icon for sure. Exactly. But there is sack 1C, 1A, well, 1C, 1D, 2A. 1C, 1D. 1C, 1D, 2A. One C, 1D. No, 2A, 2A. Yeah, no, it's not. It's not there. It's not there, boys. It's not there at all. Material instance, material instance. Material instance. 565. 565. 565. 565. Okay. Fuck. 565. 971. Uh, 565. 565. Engine script. No engine script. Why again I have engine script? Come on. Static mesh without engine script. Okay. Okay, now at least we have the texture. I mean, it's not a long work, but there is a bit of, you know, manipulation that we need to do on stuff, so... Because these are texture we never used, so... I think it will spawn. Hello, Super 3D Craft. Hey, how are you? We are working a bit on our items and spawning of stuff, and I think we need more random containers that can spawn in our world where you can find things. I think that I need to have like, I don't know, 10 or 20 of these things and have them spawn, but there are certain items that I think are big. Like, for example, the crates, right? I think the crates, you don't want to pick them up. Or the barrels, right? The barrels, I don't think you want to pick them up. Maybe I can have a use while on the ground, right? Like you right click, like you cannot pick it up. You cannot pick it up, but you can right click and open. I think I can add a new context menu which stays on the ground, and it works for chest and yeah, I think that would be probably the best idea, but I will have to change some stuff in the code, huh? So like you click and again, now we are completely lost. Wait, maybe it's just around the corner here. If we are lucky. If not, I will... Yes, it's here, it's here, it's here. Oh! What happened? Something happened. Ah! Look at this! The lost purse! We have it. It's here. We can click it. It's also green. Now the icon will be wrong. Yeah, the icon is wrong. So if we use it... Ah, fuck. It didn't work. Well, maybe it was empty though. I think if it's empty, I need to say that it's empty though, eh? I think if it's empty, because yes, because now we have a 20% chance to find money and 20% chance to find an apple, right? And maybe it was empty. Okay, we have another chance. It seems he's not doing anything though. It seems he's not doing anything. Okay, let's try one more time. Hello, Paco 99. How difficult is to do a 2D game in Unity? It seems to be always empty. But we don't get the error of the... We don't get the error when we open it. 0.2. Maybe we're just a bit unlucky, you know? Because we don't get the error. But I think we need to say when it's empty, yeah? So if the result is that is empty, so the consume is doing nothing, I think we should say something. The problem is, how do we catch that? Because that is... I was asking about the game, I send the link, but you cannot send links. You cannot send links. I'm sorry. You cannot send links. If you connect to our Discord, you can send me the link and I can look at it. It's an MMO in 2D. Fuck. Do you think it's always empty? Do you think it's always empty, or do you think that it's broken? It's broken, huh? Unfortunately, I'm not in debug, so we cannot debug it. Consume. Progressions, find script. Remove the item from event, destroy. Yeah, you know, because in reality, we are executing a script, right? We are not really... Yeah, so I think it will be hard to say that it's empty. Will be kind of hard to say that it's empty. Please, give me something. Fuck. It's always empty. It's the 5th time, so probably it's not working, huh? The result is that it's no... No, I'm too curious now to understand what is it, but... The problem is that to do that, I will have to check the loot OP. What was the name? No, I have to go. Unfortunately, I need to go. There is no chance. I need to go. I think it was loot something. Loot set. Yeah, loot set OP. Loot set OP. Creating loot. Creating multiple loot. I think creating multiple loot may know if it returns empty. Nothing. Nothing. No money, no items. Tell the tiger. I just joined the scene and sent you the link. Okay. But I really need to go now. I really need to go now. Let me see, Let me see.
Hay gente, acelero, quieto.
It's fairly easy to do. It's fairly easy to do. But, you know, depends if you have the graphics. Depends if you have the graphics or you don't have the graphics, because there is a lot of graphics involved, right? Yeah. So that can be the issue. That can be the issue, boys. Okay, I think I'm going, guys. I will see you. No, tomorrow. Wait. Tomorrow I'm not here, because tomorrow I have to go to see a friend performing in a theater, and so I will not be here. I will be seeing a friend that is doing stuff. So tomorrow I'm not here. I will be here. Wednesday is Diablo though. Okay, I will be here Wednesday, but we will probably play Diablo. Because Diablo 4 is coming out tomorrow, and I cannot play tomorrow, but I can play it on Wednesday. So maybe we will play Diablo. I don't know. Are you Italian? Yes, I am Italian. Click on follow, Paco, so we will see each other the next time. I will be back. Don't worry, I will be back. See you. Bye bye. Just click on follow. Tu parli italiano, eh? Ah, bene, bene, bene. Click on follow and we will see each other again. Paco. Paco. Bye bye. Bye bye. Ah, you already follow. Ah, nice, nice, nice.